Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Cancer Coach Talks. I'm your host, Leslie Nance, certified holistic nutritionist, certified holistic cancer coach, and 6-year cancer survivor. And tonight, we are going to talk about what cancer is really costing you. And I want to talk about the practical side of that. I want to talk about the real side of that, like the real financial side of that. And then I want to talk about the real cost. Like, what is it really costing you? And then I also want to touch on the idea of what happens when you stay really bitter about this subject. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining in, whether you're here live today or whether you're watching this on YouTube or replay. It's an honor to be here with you presenting this information. Please, when you come into the room, let me know that you're here. Welcome everybody. It's working. Thank you so much for joining in. Whether you're live here tonight or you are you're joining in on one of the many ways that this broadcast will be spread across the world, whether it's YouTube or here on Facebook or other places, then welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So I just want to jump right in with 2 feet tonight because this is a really important topic. And I think a lot of people get super bitter about how expensive cancer is and the real cost of cancer, whether it's financial or otherwise. Sometimes it's emotional costs, sometimes it's physical costs, sometimes it's a million different things that are costing you that are wreaking havoc on your life. So I want to talk about that tonight. Let me just start off by asking you a question. So to start off this entire broadcast tonight, I want to ask you a question, and I'd like you to take a little bit of time to think about it. Hi, Anne. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to take a little bit of time to think about it while we are discussing this topic tonight. And that is, how much is your life worth? Today on a phone call, I said to somebody, so how much is your liver worth? Right? How much is your life worth to you? And I'm talking about in like physical dollar amount. How much is your life worth to you? Now, I know most of you are going to say priceless. And then my question back to you is going to be, then why aren't you acting like it? If your life is priceless, why aren't you acting like it? Crazy, right? Crazy thing to think about. Why aren't you acting like it? So in 2014, the most recent report that I could find, in 2014, the American Cancer Society reported that $4 billion was spent on out-of-pocket expenses for cancer treatments. That is just cancer treatments. That is not anything else. That is only cancer treatments, and it's only in America. $4 billion was spent out of pocket here in America. It's a crazy number. But get this, 87, almost $88 billion was spent on cancer altogether, meaning that 4 billion was out of pocket expenses and 88 billion, almost 88 billion was spent by employers, insurance companies, and taxpayer funded medical systems like Medicare and Medicaid. $88 billion. So in relationship to that $88 billion, the $4 billion that we spent as patients out of our pocket doesn't seem like a whole lot. Although $4 billion is a lot of stinking money. That's a lot of money. Pardon me. So where's all this money going? Because a lot of you, and me included, like to really concern ourselves with how expensive cancer is. We like to really moan about how expensive cancer drugs are and how, how much doctors are charging and pharmaceutical companies are charging for their cancer drugs. We love to moan about this. But let's put a little perspective on this. If you're a doctor today in America, and you are employed by a hospital, you have been, and you're a specialist, let's say you're a medical oncologist, you have gone through years and years and years of medical school learning your profession. And in most cases, you are dealing with life and death situations. The decisions that you make, if you're a doctor, the decisions that you are making with your patients, most likely in the field of cancer, are life and death decisions. So this isn't like an internal medicine doctor who, is treating people in their office, and they're dealing with high blood pressure, or they're dealing with, diabetes or something like that, which can be life or death. But half or more of their cases are not life and death scenarios. But almost every medical oncologist is taking on the responsibility of a life and death situation. And let's face it, there's not a one of you listening to this show right now or listening to this training right now that wants a cheap doctor. Not a one of you. You want the very best. You want the very best oncologist that you can find. You want the very best medical oncologist surgeon that you can find. You want the very best radiation oncologist that you can find. And because they're in demand, that creates an increase in supply cost of their time. How about this? There's not a single one of you that wants to walk into an old, ratty, rundown hospital and get treated. You don't want to walk into a cancer center that looks like it was built in 1972. You want to walk into a state-of-the-art facility, and you want it to be clean, and you want it to have all the newest bells and whistles. Right? You have cancer. You want the best of the best of the best. And if you were going to buy a car and you wanted the best of the best of the best, you would expect that you'd have to pay for that. But somehow, when we have cancer, we think we don't need to pay for any of that. And here's the problem with this. The problem is that you're letting that block a healing pathway. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're letting that bitterness block a healing pathway. Any type of bitterness that you have towards the situation that is dealing with your cancer, you are blocking a healing pathway. So if you're constantly complaining about how expensive everything is and how drug companies are trying to rape us and how they don't want to cure cancer, that they probably already have a cure, but they make so much money treating us for cancer. I used to be like this. They make so much money treating cancer that there's no way that they would give us the cure because it's just too much money. Don't you think that every single one of us that has ever had cancer would pay way more for a cure? I mean, we'd be selling houses. We'd be selling everything we could. We'd be taking second jobs. We'd be taking third jobs, fourth jobs, fifth jobs. We'd be asking every single person that we knew for money. Don't you think we'd pay way more for a cure than we would for cancer treatments? That bitterness is costing you a lot in your journey. That thing that you're holding inside of you, around that subject is costing you in your journey. So stop thinking that cancer is a conspiracy theory. Stop thinking that the medical system is out to get you. Now, there are some unscrupulous people in this world. There are people that will make money off the backs of anybody, no matter what their situation is. If they can figure out how to make $1 from you, they will do it. Our drug companies, people get really upset about how expensive drugs are. So for almost a year's worth of chemotherapy for me, which I did not do, but the estimated cost for that, because we had very little insurance, we had really cruddy insurance, and I was going to span like an insurance year if I was going to do chemotherapy. So we were going to have to come up with a whole nother deductible, like in the middle of the whole thing. But the estimated cost for chemotherapy for a year for me was way, way over $500,000 for one person. It's crazy. My surgery, just to take a little lump out of my breast, was like 20 something thousand dollars. And the massive amount of that was the drugs. It wasn't even the surgeon. It was all the drugs that they were administering so that they could do the surgery. But so many of us love to get ticked off about that. It's so expensive. Drug companies are killing us. It's this much money in this country and this much money in that country. Yes, they have a different medical system than we do. Everybody wants the medical system to stay like it is. As long as it stays like it is, it's going to be expensive like that. You have the privilege. But we love to blame the drug companies. Have you ever thought about how much time it takes for one drug company to get one simple medicine, not complicated treatments like we're seeing right now, all of these immunotherapies that are coming out? These are complicated drugs. And they have to get it right. They have to go through years of testing for safety and for effectiveness. Because nobody's going to want a drug where they're like, it could help you. It might help you. I'm not sure. We could try it if you want to try it. Do you want to try it? Nobody's going to buy a drug like that. You don't want that drug put in your body. You wouldn't want it any other way. You would want them to be safe. So these drug companies spend years, and they are federally funded in some cases. They do get kickbacks actually for coming up with these things. So there are other ways to fund that. And it is ridiculous. And I am not taking up for these big pharmaceutical companies because I do think that there is a huge discrepancy there. But what I'm talking about is what it's costing you to have that mindset. I'm not talking about what it's costing them or what it's costing your pocketbook. I'm talking about what it's costing you in your cancer journey to have that mindset. If you're constantly thinking that you're being taken advantage of, you are not going to heal. Sorry, bottom line, not going to do it. You better wipe that slate clean. You better find a different mindset. There are a lot of other things that cost us a lot of money in our cancer journeys. For some of you, I know that I've spoken to you personally, you have had to put your job on hold, or you lost your job because they didn't hold your position for you because you were going through cancer treatments. For some of you, you've lost your ability to work altogether. You'll never be able to go back to that job or a job. For some of you, just finding the money to pay for a parking at the hospital is a burden. I understand these things. You guys, when I was diagnosed with cancer, Robin and I's out-of-pocket expenses were ridiculous. We were a small mom and pop company, right? Hi, Chastity. It's good to see you. Hi, Eugene. Thank you guys for being here. Hi, Jamie. It's all right, everybody. We're a tiny, literal mom and pop. And our insurance was just for massive major medical, and our deductible was ridiculous, and our copay was out of just it was crazy how much out of pocket that we had to spend. And it put us way in debt. So I understand the burdens of this. Now, thankfully, I was able to work through. In fact, I was back to work the day after my surgery, but it's only because I was paying attention. Sorry, I just ate dinner. It was only because I was paying attention to my body and making it nice and strong, that I was able to have surgery, go back to work the next day, and be able to work all the way through my radiation treatments. But there's a lot of things that it's costing you. What's the worst thing that it could cost you? Your life. And I've had some people say to me that the stress of managing the cost of cancer was way worse than managing the cancer. Now that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. What happens if you're not properly controlling your cancer? Your costs go up. Maybe you need full-time care. Maybe you need to have somebody there with you all the time. You know, maybe you're never able to drive again and you have to have somebody help you. And a lot of people like to accept these things of like, that's how it is, right? This is how it is for me. This is how it's going to be for me. But what if it wasn't? What if there was a way that you could control your cancer, which would help you control your cost? What if you could stay out of the hospital? What if you could avoid a surgery? I had a client just a couple of weeks ago. Some of you may have seen my post on Facebook, my personal post on Facebook. But I had a client just a couple of weeks ago that was scheduled for a mastectomy. And we have been working really hard on mindset and nutrition. We had done that for like 8 weeks. And she had continued on for a couple of weeks after that. And they actually went in and there was no evidence of cancer. And so they actually canceled the mastectomy and are going with just a lumpectomy to remove the clip and whatever tissue may still be there. In fact, they're just going to kind of go in and take a look around. Her costs just went way down. She just avoided a lot of headaches because she's going to have a simple surgery that she can be back to work the next day instead of a massive complicated surgery, which was going to have her out of work for weeks. She doesn't have to get childcare anymore. She'll be able to care for her children. She doesn't have to fly her mother out to spend a month with her to help her. Her mother doesn't have to endure the cost. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see the thought processes behind this? If you're controlling your cancer well and it's not controlling you, then guess what? You get to control some of the cost as well. That's a powerful notion. What's the real value of that? Where are the real values in those ideas and those transparencies in your life? What is the real idea of being able to avoid a major surgery just to have a minor outpatient procedure? Where's the value in that? How do you value that? Is that important to you? Because that is where the real cost of cancers become obvious. It's not in the things that you can't control. It's in the things that you can control. What's the serenity prayer? Help me accept the things that I cannot change and the courage to change the things that I can and the wisdom to know the difference. That's very powerful. How many of you are walking in that? How many of you are controlling your situation like that? So I'm going to go back to my original question that I started the broadcast with, and I know a lot of you weren't here when I started the broadcast, but I started the broadcast by asking you, how much is your life worth? Would you dare even put a price tag on it? Most of you are going to say priceless. Almost every single one of you is going to say priceless. And then my question, I will say it again, is back to you. Why aren't you acting like it? Almost every single day, I receive an email from somebody that says, if you have all this knowledge about how to help people with cancer, why don't you just share it? Because there's no value in that. There's no value in giving you a one-size-fits-all. Because I guarantee you almost every single one of us in here have spent $149 on some program somewhere, and we are still looking. We are still trying to figure out what the value of our life is. We are still figuring out how to keep cancer from costing us everything. And I'm not just talking about out of your checkbook. I'm talking about out of your breath. I'm talking about out of your being on this planet. And I'm just like you. I remember I have been there, done that. I have been bitter about the cost, and I knew that I needed to get better about feeling like everybody is out to get me. So this is where this broadcast comes from today, because of the emails that I get almost every single day saying, if you know a way, why wouldn't you share it? And I do share it with my clients. And it's a very individualized approach. Every single client is treated as an individual. You're not treated as a number. You're not treated as a, you have breast cancer, this is the type of treatment that you get. This is not a standard of care protocol. This is something that is individualized. Hi, Dee, it's good to see you. This is something that is individualized to you and to your lifestyle. How much is your life worth? I had some people the other day that I never even spoke to tell a whole bunch of other people how expensive I was. She's so expensive. And I'm like, proof's in the pudding. Go talk to my clients. If you want firsthand information, talk to the people that I've worked with and ask them how much their life is worth and if it was valuable to them. Because I guarantee you, there's not one single one that would tell you it's not priceless. So, right, Jamie? Absolutely priceless. There you go. Anna saying exactly, must be an introspective solution. I love that. That's amazing, Anne. How much is your life worth? I'm not a salesperson. I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm offering a lifeline. I'm offering years of experience. I am shortening the curve. I am taking away all those nights on Google. I am showing you a path to healing that is transformative, that's individualized to you and to your cancer. If you're ready for that kind of journey, if you're ready for that kind of investment in yourself, and you're worth it because you've probably answered that your life is priceless, and you're looking for that transformation, you are tired of cancer bossing you around, you are tired of feeling like everybody's trying to take advantage of you, and you are ready to make a change, those are the people that I work with. I don't work with people that can't make a decision about what they want in their life. I only work with people who have made a decision. I want change. I need change. I am worth it. My life is priceless. You come to me with that attitude, there is nothing that we cannot achieve in your health. Nothing. All right, guys. That is all I have for you tonight. If you're interested in speaking with me further about any stage cancer nutrition protocol, then please do reach out to me. The call is absolutely free. It's a discovery call. I'm not going to be solving any problems for you in that call. I don't want to mislead you. I'm not going to be solving any major issues in that call. I'm going to encourage you to take control of a situation, whether that's with me or with somebody that I recommend you to. Sometimes I'm not the best answer. There are people in here right now in this room that I have said to you, I am not your best answer. And I'd like to refer you to somebody else. And it's called a discovery call. I call it a breakthrough call. It's where we decide that the rubber hits the road and we can work together. Or we decide that there's a better way for you. That call is absolutely free. It's 45 minutes to an hour long. I spend as much time as we need to make that discovery. I want to understand what your goals are. I want to understand what it is that you need. I want you to realize that your life is priceless. That's how I work with my clients. That's how I know that you're ready to heal. Right? I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I love that. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Stan. Anne, what? I don't know who Stan is, but anyway, thank you, Stan, whoever that is. Thank you, Jamie. Hi, Terrence. It's good to see you. Hi, Ellen. Yes, and amen. I love it. All right. So if you're ready to make that call, so a lot of you that are in here tonight are already my clients, but this is for people that are like, what, did I just go green? I felt like I just went green for like half a second. But this, a lot of people will watch this beyond this. And so, so I want to extend that opportunity, like I do almost every call, every training, is to extend that opportunity. So I'm going to ask you, how much is your life worth? And are you ready to make a change? Are you ready to put the time and the energy that it takes to make that change? You know, I have people tell me honestly every single day, I'm not ready for that kind of commitment in my health. I'm not ready to do that kind of work. And that's okay. I respect people that know that. I'm not good at taking instructions. I've had people say that to me before also. I'm not good at taking instructions. I don't know if this would be right for me. If you're not coachable, it's not right for you. If you're not willing to invest the time and energy into your health, and you're looking for a quick fix or a magic pill, it's not right for you. If you don't feel like that your life is priceless, then it's not right for you. But if you said yes to any of that, yes, I can be coachable. Yes, I'm ready to take the next step and make the investment in the time. I'm ready for that transformation. I'm ready to stop letting cancer boss me around. I'm ready to be cancer free. I'm ready to open my healing pathways. I would like to avoid surgery. If you said yes to any of that, then it's time to make that phone call. What are you waiting for? Now's a great time. I actually think I have some, which is very rare. I think I actually have some appointments open this week and certainly next week if you guys want to get on that. So I'm going to leave a link right here. It's a simple link, GoToKitchens.com/apply. The call is absolutely free. Oops, that's the typo. Let me fix that. Kitchens.com/apply. The call is absolutely free. There is no obligations. There are no hard feelings. You don't have to leave the group if you don't sign up. You can still come here and be here. Right? Ah, I love that, Anne. Thank you. Tommy, I'm so late. Yes. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you. You guys changed my life. You guys, Anne and Jamie are like total cancer bosses. Dee's here, total cancer boss. I'm not even kidding you when I say that I've watched these women transform before my very eyes. And it's not because I am the best in the world at what I do. I am very good at what I do. But they came to me with the willingness to be different. They knew that their lives were priceless. They knew that they wanted change. They knew that they needed to be transformed, and they were willing to do the work to get there. And they have amazing stories to tell. I've been bugging Anne for a couple of weeks now. I'm going to get her on here. We're going to do like a dual split screen so she can tell you her story about where she was and where she is now in her journey. And it's absolutely freaking amazing. So yeah, we'll make that happen very, very soon. So yeah. I know, Terrence, you have a lot of questions about your colonoscopy, and you have to make that decision on your own. I'm so sorry to say that. Thank you, Anne. Thank you. I appreciate it. You are the best. I know it's Big Hug Fest here. All right. So there you go. There's the link. Apply. It is GoToKitchens.com/apply. Just scroll through the comments. You will see that. If you're watching this on YouTube, we'll put that link up in the information section so that you can check that out. So I will be back here on Thursday. If you guys have questions, you need to go post them either in the group or in the event link for Thursday. We are doing a live Q&A. I will be answering your questions live here. I do those about every 6 weeks or so. About every 6 weeks. And I'm doing one on Thursday night. So make sure that you're here for that. Make sure that you leave me. The people who leave the questions ahead of time, those will get the priority and the answers, but I will be answering them live as well as you type them in. So make sure that you join me on Thursday night at 6 p.m. I do these talks. If you're new here, I do these talks on Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Sorry about last week. I was traveling. I will fill you in on why I've been traveling so much very soon. I've been going back and forth to Dallas. It's nothing bad. It's actually amazing. I'll fill you in very soon. And then Thursday night, I totally spaced it. It was like 8 o'clock and Robin said, did you do your talk tonight? And I went, I just totally spaced it. So I apologize for that. But we're going to be back here this week, of course. So okay, I'm going to answer. Save that question for Thursday. I will. Yes, everybody's saying they want to hear Anne's story. We are going to definitely share that. Hi, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, guys, I'm going to scat out of here. It's still light outside. I'm going to go take my dog for a walk, which is such a treat. We're supposed to have a blizzard tomorrow. So Thursday, I'm going to be like in blizzard mode, I think. So you guys have a great evening. Please reach out if you have not already. Please reach out in that link. Book a call with me. It's absolutely free. I would be honored by your time and your investment in yourself. And knowing that your life is priceless. So if you've not watched this from the beginning, you should go back and watch the beginning of this, because there's like a whole like story like line to follow there. So all right, you guys have a great evening. Be blessed, be well, take good care of yourself, and hopefully I will see you on Thursday night, right? Okay. I know you get it a week later. Hi, Mary Liz. It's good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. All right. Love you guys. Bye. Have a great evening.